All right, we've hit the button. Things have gone green, and we are all set and ready to go for another Super Robot Sundays here on Sound Goblin Gaming. As we continue our playthrough of Super Robot Wars 30, I'm as always Bograt.
I'm Shiv.
And I'm Vincent.
Hunter Green will not be joining us today. He's not feeling well, and Krampus might be here, might not. Depends on if he bothered to roll out of bed today. So yeah, last time around we did a little bit of the not really key missions, but we did the whole thing with advancing the Mazinger Infinity and the Brave plotline. So we got J Decker back and got up to fire J Decker. We got the Mazinger stuff done, which unlocked the next set of side missions we can do before we do the key missions that actually progress us to the end of this chapter.
Yep. Right.
So basically, just as a reminder, the ones we are essentially dodging to some extent are the Lion Revived, Where It All Leads, and Feelings Offered.
So the top third, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and a woman, I believe. Or is that? I think that's
Nope.
Actually. That one's fine.
That one we will be forced to play
Okay,
in 5
that's the
missions.
Okay, so let's start with powers combined.
So we will be forced out of this at a certain point, but because we do actually have more missions to do than we have space before it forces us into a world in turmoil, but not by many, and we don't get locked out of those ones off of that.
Yeah. I know there are a ton of things that do get locked out by World of Turmoil, but most of them are things from earlier in the game. Or things you already done in this chapter.
Yeah, in actuality, we probably do want to hit Where It All Leads sooner rather than later, because that'll get us the 30th. Like, Feelings Offered, we can kind of fucking do whatever. We don't actually really get anything out of it. It's just the progression of the next NT stuff. The Lion Revived Phoenix is upgrades for Shin Getter Dragon. And advancing the Galgai Gar stuff. Where It All Leads is the upgrade, is a true ending selection, a scale choice.
Yeah.
And like I said, the upgrade to the protagonist suit,
30th.
which also will unlock for us the ability to go do the, well, inline. You have to get that before you can then go get the second protagonist.
Yeah, second protagonist till next chapter. I think
It's either next chapter or the chapter ever. I can't remember if it's 6 or 7,
Yeah.
or 7 or 8 rather.
It is. I think it is the chapter after we get 30th, so. Because 30th is basically what's gating that, as long as we've done all the
Other Relic of Golds, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the final Relic of Gold thing will show up until chapter 7.
This is also the final mission of this DLC.
Yep.
Means we get the upgrade, new
The Alpha X.
the Alpha X.
A different train.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a straight upgrade to the Shinkalai, and it basically replaces it.
And second subpilot.
Yep.
All they come back with one.
Exactly.
hat. I really need you to stop saying every single thing that possibly happened in the world of train.
Listen, he has a theme and he runs with it. He has a one-track mind.
Uh-huh. With all powers combined.
Munich, quite the pile of members for us. Don't read too much into this.
Nothing bad ever happened in Munich in this Robo World. It was a fun time.
Judging by most Super Robot series, I don't think there's a place where I don't think there's a place where something bad didn't happen.
Definitely nothing bad associated with Germany and trains.
Game over. Kyoto gets destroyed. Well, okay. I guess that could be a thing that could possibly happen.
some other maintenance stuff we did between streams. We had mentioned it last time, but I went through and put the pilot skill on most of our force. That just kind of gives them fortune at the start of battle. It'll trigger fortune at the start of every turn if they have 130 morale or more, and they get more money from enemy kills just as a flat thing. We didn't have quite enough pilot points to put it on everybody, but the majority of our crew has that. I also went back through because we had a shit ton of Proud Aces sitting around because we did that one mission that gives you like 10 of them for free. And I basically just threw them on a bunch of unused pilots so that if they hit it through various, dispatch missions and stuff, we'll get some more ace bonuses and whatnot.
There we go.
Constantine Valdor.
Even for 40k people, it's kind of a deep cut.
Yeah, but he was Constantine Valdor, really a legitimate threat.
Actually, the closest thing to a true boss we've encountered in a while. This guy has real hit points.
I mean, we had to fight Ante in one mission.
Yeah, that succeeds Ante.
Well, yes, but Ante is still a boss. It's just we happened to really quickly focus down Ante so that he didn't get all of his defensive buffs and everything. Like, if you let Ante come online, he's a pain in the ass. He's not particularly dangerous, but then again, neither is Valdor, really. But it is just, with all the defensive boosts and stuff that Ante gets as his morale goes up and enemy units die.
I don't think Valdor he has potential. What the fuck is apply terrain?
My terrain, clearly. Bells.
Okay, who cares?
Oh.
Guard isn't it?
Sure.
Yeah, garden skill are kind of annoying.
He just chained a bunch of dogs to lower his morale.
There.
Hayato hasn't done anything yet. You just made that up.
Pull some bullshit out of your ass. I guess we'll save that too, but I'm making an even cooler train so we can do it.
Okay, so we need to time the stance perfectly.
Well, I know this now. 2 trains are attempting to combine 8 miles an hour.
One train is going 70 miles, and the other train is going 90 miles an hour.
E5 Mark 2 OX Alpha X. You're just throwing letters at things.
勝負に持ち込まれるのは危険だ。
戦い方を工夫しないと。行こうお父さん。隼人。改札セイバー。
Bumped some out.
Alright, now we have him. That's really cheap charge.
Ultimate Grand Cross.
Yep, and Ultimate Grand Cross.
Also misses now.
Yes, also missiles. Oh no, Heart Speaking is one is the Gutter Robo thing. And both of you are too young for a Stoner Sunshine.
行くよさっさと。
やろう、隼人。私はお前の相棒だ。隼人、北斗、グランクロスで行くぞ。
アルティメットグランクロス。どう。
We spent more effort posing than the actual attack of the one.
Posing is very important. I know the end result of this is going to be every single goddamn one of our mechs merged into one really big mech that still somehow takes up one square,
Yeah,
but...
only if they're training.
Oh, we don't have the other trade scene, so it should be fine.
Mike Gang heard that Nikolai and we're going to be around like that.
Okay, we can have the thing look more ridiculous and stupid.
With more train bits on it.
Here. Ramming speed.
遅かったな。これで
It's one of the few times where they spawned a bunch of extra enemies and didn't just kill them immediately.
Yeah, didn't cutscene like, oh, they're here.
Ah, we've transformed. Big new attack. 6 more traffic. Yeah.
Yep.
They didn't have Maldor just leave, so.
Yeah.
ウルトラマンは大きさじゃないんだよ。これは全力でとどめだ。これがウルトラマンの力だ。
One of these days he'll be on a battleship.
Still think one of the best unit during their combat animations was Doma grabbing the cockpit of the helicopter and burning.
Finger, yeah.
Yeah.
Just fucking war crime central. Although even more than the cockpit of the helicopter,
Doma
like him
grabbing a
grabbing the warhead of the nuke on the Mobius with the nuclear missile. Like, don't no, no.
These hand-to-mind birds in Austria, we're all gonna burn when Austria has gone down.
オルガ、こっちは終わったよ。
Got this one. That's fine, I'll mix it over. That's too close.
Ah, you have left two cords by each other for a second. I'm almost tangled.
Yep.
Suddenly a Krampus.
Yep.
遠慮はしないよ。これならどうだ。
Yep, those are nice.
No, those are tiny trains.
Aren't all missiles tiny trains?
Not down, not down, not down. Oh, the town. Upwards, so you gotta fire that thing upwards.
For the effects of weaponry used inside towns, please walk along Gundam Hathaway. Or parts of Victory, or parts of
F91.
The other City Fight one.
Iron-Blooded Orphans also briefly fighting crowded area. When they're trying to get to the capital,
Parliament.
the Parliament building.
Yeah.
機械が勝手に動いたのか。
Yes, but that's all done from the perspective of the people in the mobile suits, not the people on a motorcycle getting beamed in the head by a shell casing.
A person on a motorcycle being head shell casing, a woman with a baby getting beamed in the head with shell casing. People just straight up getting hit by beams and
The afterburners,
backblasts,
like thrusters.
thrusters. Also, ostensibly, I think the actual location was the location around where the fighting happened in the IBO set was
Evacuated already.
evacuated.
I may have checked out certain periods of this game at a time. Does his dad supposed to look like he's the same age as this kid?
He's actually
There's
younger.
time travel stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's actually younger.
Yes.
Got it.
That will be his dad.
Okay.
The thing you just missed this mission was Baldur shows up again. His father shows up again in the Alpha X, and like, I'm going to destroy this journal that has all my dreams in it, that has the plans
For the
Shinka
Shinkalions.
Got it. Okay.
because doing so will basically unmake the Shinkaline.
Will unmake Valdor.
Then they combine.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but this makes far more sense now.
Yes.
think that's not bad, but
Yeah, it's pretty solid for things that have a lot of like CQB weapons.
yeah. Not specifically learned to Alpha X. As a matter of fact, it's probably not as good with Alpha X. Its main weapon is a gun. Or its best weapon is a gun.
Yes, but literally the other two attacks that it is actually going to use are both CQB. And it's solid on a lot of units because a lot of units are very heavily CQB based in this.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are every single time have a CQB.
Getters are fair. Getters are right. Pretty
Yeah.
sure even just CQB.
I believe we do need to go in real quick to the upgrade stuff for the new one because I do believe it actually counts as a new unit, so we have to do the selections for
Yep.
the. Oh, it does actually inherit the selections as well. Okay.
Yeah.
It's effectively an upgrade.
It's sometimes they do it that way, sometimes they don't. It's hard to say
Yeah.
which ones go which way.
Yeah.
AOS. So, Power Control. Even more range.
Yeah.
One of the first signs of an AI going rampant. Melancholy. Back when the rules for AIs in Halo mattered.
Back when Halo mattered.
Also, yes. No dispute.
I do like how Anasalis shows up and is like, yeah, all the kaiju are created by Akane Shinjo, and you just like, yeah, that tracks. I'm not gonna be like, no way. Like you gotta be lying. It's just like, really, Shinjo? All right.
By no means the weirdest thing that's going on here.
A hobby store, get some green stuff. I know it's just become to, like, not even sister shows, like distant related cousins between Weird Man and Cyber Squad, but every time I see Alexis Kirib, I imagine his dog in Tim Curry's voice.
I just imagine how much he has to hold back saying justice and finger gun.
He keeps trying to do it on reflex, but his hands are under the robe, so he's just like... The critical weakness of like half anime. It's basic human kindness.
Which would be all of our units having door size.
Hold on for a second.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure there is a 3.5 with Kaiju.
I'd like to say no, but I would actually check.
Whether or not it's third party or first party.
Definitely third
Different.
party.
Well, third party. Third party, there's fucking whatever. There was 3 and 3.5 were around for a billion years, and so everybody made everything.
Not as long as you think.
There were a lot of people that refused to play fourth,
There were a lot of people that refused to
and
play
so a
fourth.
lot of third-party publishers continued to make content for 3.5 well into fourth's lifespan.
BESM did stuff for 3.5, so there's definitely Kaiju.
Technically, that wasn't. That was BESM D20, which was compatible, but wasn't specifically necessarily for 3.5. Like in the same way that technically, like, World of Darkness D20 is technically compatible with 3.5. Yeah, just in general, the lifespan of 3.5 extended way longer than most editions typically do, because since fourth was such a drastic change, people just kept making for 3.5, and like, yeah, or switch over to Pathfinder, which was really just kind of 3.75 anyways. The biggest thing that's actually kind of interesting is how little third-party support there actually was for fourth edition. Like, 5th ed third-party support is definitely starting to pick up a lot now, and wasn't like wasn't bad to begin with, but like is starting to get way more common now, especially once the whole thing went down with Wizards trying to basically destroy the OGL.
Basically trying to destroy all goodwill and grace that they had left, which wasn't much in the first place.
A bunch of third-party publishers went, hey, here's our stuff that's definitely not
Yeah.
5th ed with the serial numbers filed off and completely 100% compatible with all the base systems. So that actually sparked a lot of additional third-party content being made that's technically not like, oh, this is third-party content for 5th ed, but it's like 100% compatible.
Yeah. But there's also more room to play in how 5th ed works as opposed to 4th ed, where everything was basically just the same.
Yeah. I actually got curious the other day just to go,
Everything was the same, and at the same time, building anything for 4th ed is a much bigger chore than building for 5.
yes. Yeah, I did get curious the other day just because I was sitting around and had some time and started actually looking for like third-party subclasses and third-party just full-on like classes built for 5th ed, and there's a fair amount out there of varying quality as third-party stuff is always going to be. But
Third party ranges from this is perfectly fine to this is just terrible to how did you think this would be appropriate?
yeah,
For 3.5, yeah. For Pathfinder, ironically, there's a tier above This Is Perfectly Fine, which I like to call Dreamscarred Press.
Yeah.
Which is, you're better at designing this game than Paizo.
Well, yeah, but that's because Paizo doesn't actually understand how their game works,
There's that too.
which was made very obvious when they made Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Otherwise known as the Misery Engine.
Alright, we haven't actually shown this off.
Nope.
Still not final form.
Nope.
Although I don't know if he actually has formed for the final for Type Rage or just back.
I think it's just the attack. I don't think it's a full form switch. But yeah. It's a shame because there are definitely some good ideas in Pathfinder 2nd Ed. There's a lot of mechanical stuff in it that I like. But then there's also like it's like there's 20% of like this is actually a really good improvement and like
one of your actions to actually use a shield, which also takes damage and being used. So
yeah, it's just like there. I would say there's about 20% of the stuff that's actually like really good. Like, oh, this is actually like really interesting, like mechanically, like that it works this way, and it's actually like really kind of a cool idea to do that. And then there's 20% about like, for the love of Christ, why would you make combat more fiddly? Well, you have 3 actions per turn. You can use one of those actions to get to move, but you can't break up your movement between actions. It's all or nothing because you once you stop moving, you've used that move action. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
like I'm fine with 3 actions. Like that makes sense.
And having like I like the 3 actions. I like that they're like some stuff is like, oh well, this costs 2 actions to do or whatever. Or like spells, for instance, a lot of them have like if you do it at 1 action, it does this, 2 actions does this, 3 actions does that. Like it's very similar to like how 5th Ed does it, where it's like, oh, you can use a higher level spell slot to cast this spell, and it actually gives mechanical benefit. Unlike previous editions where it was like you could use higher level spell slots to cast lower level spells. It just
But your spell casting is also your stuff is scaled off caster level at that point. So
yeah.
you can scaling it off of just giving you baseline spells and then cast basically upcast versions of them.
Yeah.
Is now also keeps the spell book from being like here's the 3rd level version of that left first
Yeah,
level
here's
attack.
here's
So the
here's
5th
cure
level version
here's
of
cure
that.
minor wounds, cure light wounds, cure medium wounds, cure heavy wounds, cure serious wounds. Like no, you just have cure wounds, and depending on what level you cast it at, it does additional dice.
Yeah.
Perfectly. You don't need 7 cone spells as you level up because you just keep using the same one and cast with a higher level.
Yeah.
They don't scale quite as far as
No.
numbers did,
But at the same time, 5th Ed
other stuff doesn't scale
yeah,
as far.
5th Ed as a whole doesn't scale as far as previous editions did. But yeah, no, like Pathfinder 2nd Ed has some good ideas. It just very much is just like yeah, you added a significant amount of fiddliness to combat for a game that already suffered from like, okay, well, we can either get a significant amount of role play done in our 4-hour session or like 1.5 combats.
Yeah. We'll eventually go over it on in hindsight. VRPGs in hindsight. I wouldn't actually call that D&D in hindsight, but
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be interesting because I know you had talked about like quote unquote season 2 at some point.
well, yeah, we're getting through 21 of 50 books
Yeah.
in season 1.
Well, and that's
then
the
I'm
thing.
taking
is
a break.
Well, and I know you plan to finish out 3.5. I think it would
Yeah.
actually be interesting for like the remainder of 3.5 to possibly be like a season 3, and instead for season 2, do more
I could-
one-offs.
I
that-
might do some intermixing to take a take a break within my own series and do like a one-off of things here and there rather than finishing it all straight and then going off into doing other things.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
do a set of like, oh, we're gonna do like 12 or 15 or whatever that we're just gonna do like, rather than even going into like Pathfinder, going like, okay, we're gonna do like a bunch of Pathfinder books. Just do like, okay, we're gonna spend like 1 week, one stream day talking about like Traveler. We're gonna spend one stream day talking about like GURPS.
We're going to spend one stream getting demonetized. We know we're not monetized. Talking about Fatal.
Do little one-offs. At least talk about some other mechanical systems out there.
Yeah.
But do like a whole series of just one-time things, just being like, yes, there are tons of like, oh yes, GURPS. There's 100 million GURPS source books out there, but let's talk about just like the core of GURPS and what it's about. There's dozens of Traveler books, but here's what like the core of Traveler is. At some point, we'll actually play and try Sword World, so we can talk about Sword World.
That is the caveat for a lot of them. I at least want to get in, like, not have to be a full campaign, but at least like a one-shot or so of...
Yeah, just do like a pre-con or like a short adventure.
Recon, then I'll probably actually do some more experimenting on top of that. What are you at? Okay. Let's do that.
Like realistically, talking about Pathfinder is not one you could really get away with talking about in a single one. That is one you would want to go more in depth into, because Pathfinder is definitely a system that grew very much over its lifespan for the first edition and then into the second edition.
Pathfinder would be a series proper in itself.
But a lot of the smaller ones, like you could get away with just kind of talking, even though they have additional books. It's like there's no real point in talking about like, oh, it's like there's Mechton, and then there's like 3 editions of Mechton and a couple additional books for each one. It's like there's no point in talking about each individual book here.
No, not when they're basically iterative upgrades of each other. Talking about different editions of D&D is talking about a bunch of completely different animals. Talking about different editions of the vast majority of RPGs is basically like, here's the more upgraded version of this one. Like, I wouldn't talk about the first released version of Pathfinder 2nd Edition if I was talking about Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I would talk about the current one.
Yeah. But anytime you get to a system that is currently extant, you would want to talk about it. Like you might like briefly mention like, hey, here's how it started out, but here's what, and the focus would be here's how it is now.
Most other systems, they do different editions, are similar to 5th Ed, where we have 2014, 2024.
Yeah.
Where it's not a reinvention.
Yeah.
At most, you get to talk about funny things like that time they decided that all the artwork in the book should be Barbie dolls and custom clothes. That was the 3rd edition of Cyberpunk.
Got it.
Every piece of artwork in the entire 3rd edition core rulebook for Cyberpunk is Barbie dolls in custom clothes with like custom hairstyle, like just like customized Barbie dolls.
Barbie dolls for Cyberpunk. Like it.
It is genuinely funny as hell. Like it's all terrible.
I expect, but just to commit to the bit.
Yeah. And what's great is that was the quote-unquote current version of the game until the release of Cyberpunk 2077, when they did the update to Cyberpunk Red.
Okay.
So, like, I'm pretty sure 3rd edition came out in, like, 1996. So for, like, almost 30 years, that was the current edition of Cyberpunk.
Excellent.
Like, it was maybe early 2000s at the latest. You're talking for decades. Be like,
Barbie doll.
yep. Sorry, copyright date is 2005 for Cyberpunk 3rd Edition. So still like 20 years. So yeah, for full on roughly 2 decades, if you were going out and you were like, oh, I need to pick up the core rulebook for Cyberpunk so I can run it for, you know, me and my gamer group, you were greeted with things like this. Just like full on, like, oh, here's your sample characters. Kelvy Caluridine Media. Here's Kiefer Mahalo, Whale Boy. It's like they are straight up like custom Barbie dolls with custom clothes and a really bad filter put over the photographs.
The filter is, I don't know if it's helping or harming.
I don't think y'all are ready for Trace Santiago Scout.
It's a hell of a haircut.
You say haircut. That man's hair has never been anywhere near a blade. Like, mechanically, the system is fine. It is what it is. It's just all the artwork in this entire book is so bad. Like, I do mean genuinely all of it. There's not a single image in this book that is not a photo of dolls with a filter put over it.
悪いけど相手してる時間はないんだ。
みんなのパワーがすげえ
これをぶつ
高まってる。
ければ
Do the thing again.
Yeah, same thing. But... There we go. Listen, if she is a god, there's a very easy solution. You just need a chainsaw.
You just leave the doors open.
One of the side doors to the ship, you're knocking on it. And like the getter team opens it up. Hi, can Gridman come out to play? He's in his room. Come on in.
What's she going to do? Mostly make hot dogs.
And Ocellus as a supporter now.
Yep.
We need Shakti a bit less now as well.
Yeah.
I'd actually drop Shakti before I drop Josh, just because literally like 90% of our team just automatically triggers Fortune now.
It's more of a case of what passive they provide, because
Her passive is
Not
not
really
that great either. It's like
using their
her passive is also nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't replay it as Xenosaurus.
Yep.
Just special double dogs is our big thing again. Just free money.
Yeah. And more importantly, it's we basically have that already from basically getting the ship to 150. So
Yeah.
I haven't been needing like 3 kills per character or something. Roller is not cooperating.
two to us, if you
Let's do it again. That was a lot quicker than it usually happens. Most we usually get that once per session.
Yep.
Could just be the batteries are dying.
will. 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
I blame it being an Xbox controller.
Now it's just permanent now.
You mean the controller?
Right? And now the Kong Stylings of Hayato. Hey, it's just one of the buttons is,
Yeah, it may just be the controller itself is having
yeah.
some sort of.
Yeah, if it is consistently a single button constantly thinking it's being pressed.
Well, it's not though, because the thing is, it's like, well, actually, yeah, because that would also turn off auto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
シンカリオン出発進
Saren's going to guide. It's probably the select button. Or equivalent thereof.
Button.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the controller might just have a short.
Yeah. We got a spare one here. Well,
If we do, it's going to be in there. Otherwise, I can play the rest of the day from the actual Steam Deck. Okay, looks like it's behaving itself now.
okay. Yeah, we should probably get a different controller over here.
Controller, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a fight stick.
I can play this game on a fight stick. It's just
It's also corded, so
doesn't matter. As long as the cord's long enough.
it is not.
Okay, that'd be an issue.
And I only have one USB-C extender. I think it's C. Hold on. I have the converter on it, but I don't have a USB-A extender over here either.
Yeah. Take some getting used to how the hell it will control on a flight stick, or on a fighting stick. Yeah. But
Not significantly different than it does on a controller.
does it have a second analog of any sort? Or?
No.
Yeah. That'd be the big difference. Or first analog, now that I think about it, because it's effectively a D-pad.
That works. That works.
Yeah.
No, I meant on the...
Yeah, so what we're saying is the D-pad does all the same shit. I literally play exclusively with the D-pad on the Steam
The
Deck.
D-pad in-game functions the same as the analogs, effectively.
Yeah.
So using a controlled fight stick that is effectively just a D-pad input, perfectly fine.
I usually use the D-pad, but there's the occasional... I've gotten too used to the occasional game that commits heresy and refuses to let you use the D-pad despite being a 2D game.
Like, moving around on the map using D-pad conforms to the grid, but, like, it works fine.
Yeah. It's a little slower than the analog stick.
If you
But,
do it
yeah.
diagonally, basically, but
Yeah.
it's still fine. I mean, realistically, for the most part, I don't move half of it because like using what I move to, which maybe plug goes perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I switched to just using older buttons.
Yeah. I don't think it will matter anyways. If we're playing any game that a fighting stick would be useful, you'd be the one playing in.
Correct.
Closer, so
That thing was literally bought so I could play Iron Saga Versus.
yeah.
I tried doing it on the Xbox controller and wanted to hurl it into this fucking street.
I'm very used to playing fighting games on a controller, so it wouldn't bother me.
I am too, but I play it on controllers that have good D-pads.
Oh, you're trying to play on this piece of garbage? Yeah,
Yes.
no.
Yeah. I played fighting games on PlayStation controllers for decades.
Xbox controllers are perfectly serviceable for a myriad of games, and anything in like any of the 3D games are perfectly fine. I would not want to play anything that actually involves using a D-pad heavily, though. With it, the D-pads are their definite weakness.
Yeah. We're also in the wrong spot.
To wonder the logic behind switching in general, but alright.
It's like just now 3 o'clock, so we could probably get one more mission in. I'm going to recommend we do either... You're on the second page. Not letting you go back.
No, let me go back. It's page 101.
Pull the batteries from that controller for a second. Oh, it's because the filter got applied.
Oh.
When it was forcibly hitting buttons. I think it was doing both the like select button and X.
Yeah, that would make sense, you know.
Which is why the voice was playing sometimes, because X is the button to trigger the voice when you're in the guide. So I recommend we either do the Line Revive Phoenix or Where It All Leads.
Okay, let me get this crap back in.
Just to make sure we get those upgrades before we're forced into a world in turmoil.
Yeah. Okay.
The Lion Revive Phoenix is going to get us the remainder of the Galgagar stuff and also the upgrades for Shin Getter Dragon. Where It All Leads obviously gets us the 30th. We'll do both of them before we get to World in Turmoil.
Yeah.
Just a matter of which one we want to do right now.
Because I don't think these give us much of anything.
I will look it up, but it was it was like at most like a power part or two. Unknown Horizons gets us a wizard operator and an S adapter, and a Brave Lineage alt route gets us comeback attack and an SP recoverer.
Okay, yeah, so nothing really. Yeah, so this was the Galgagar upgrade.
Yeah, so Lion Revive Phoenix is the Shin Getter Dragon upgrades and the Galgagar stuff, and the Where It All Leads gets us it's a scale choice, but also gets us the 30th, gets us gift on Edge, and yes.
Okay. All right, so we'll do Lion Revive Phoenix. That way, it'll give us, or that will give Hunter the opportunity to
Weigh in on the scale choice.
Yeah. As otherwise, it's just, hey, Krampus, which one of these two do you want?
Yeah, basically.
Eventually, one or both of them might understand what the scale is about.
And yeah, there are no special triggers or anything in this one.
How did you get in here?
Left the door open.
At least the answer wasn't get a race.
What the fuck was that? Oh, I'm pretty sure he wasn't right. Oh, you're talking to me. Never mind.
Oh god, we're gonna have a lot of talking. Please stop introducing more nouns.
It's just a weapon. It doesn't fucking mean anything.
I know. It's- Nope.
No longer.
I mean, he hasn't been Cyborg Guy the entire time he's been in this game.
Yeah.
Stuff that takes place at the end of like all the base Gal Gaigar stuff, not counting into the Gal Gaigar versus Better Man, makes him into an evoluter, which is
Complicated.
like an ultra human, basically, kind of. Take a second here. Vince has stepped away. He's right. You shut up, other Ryoma. Your opinion doesn't count. That's a lot more than 0, Momora.
Thank you, unneeded strategic advice. Right. So ram the starfish.
I was gonna say, all right, everyone, I still have no idea what's going on here, but those starfish looked at us funny, and they're gonna get it. Thank you, as always, Orc. Who I am convinced is just sitting in the cafeteria most days with a cup of coffee and a stack of, like, you know, accountant sheet or something. Doing paperwork.
Bird attack.
Yeah,
I'll finish the fight out from the actual deck.
all right.
Which I immediately forget has the A and B button switched.
Put more thought into using a weapon than I do. Mostly because he's not going to run out of energy.
Yeah, it's my habit to go with least necessary force.
It's not a bad habit, except we're well past the point where it matters. I think you're gonna need maximum force just because it's a big HP thing. A big defense thing. Yeah.
Hey, Invaders, you like baseball?
僕が守る。ジェミニー、準備はいい？
いつでも OK だよ。信じろ。受け止めて。僕の魔球。
答えるよ。希望のアーチ。
二人の明日はホームラン。
The fuck?
これが僕とジェミニの
絆の力だ。
Take that, space starfish.
When movies pull out the whole aliens don't understand human feelings thing, I believe them. This is what happens when humans have feelings.
How could this Earth game of baseball possibly be dangerous? Oh my god, what happened?
There was a good target out there, but you picked the one you were least likely to ever do anything to.
Yep. Okay, we have Connor. That's it.
Like, I get your permission to live now? Get fucked! Hey, Jay. You know what hurts worse than a Shine Spark? How about a Shin Stoner Sunshine, motherfucker?
No, Shine Spark.
Yeah. It's effectively the same thing in practice. The Shine Spark is the Stoner Sunshine they do in Getter Dragon.
悪いなジェイぶっ壊すつもりで行くぜドラゴンのパワーを極限まで引き出すハヤトピケタイミングを合わせろ
The best interstitial in the entirety of Super Robot Wars. Smell this, motherfucker? This is the smell of life.
Smells like
They're going to the sketch convention.
Yep.
Aha is filming Take on Me along the road. I feel like the Getter team has diplomatic Cosmic Law.
They're cosmically innocent, so if I'm cosmically guilty of the cosmic court of law.
Oh no, they pulled the drain plug. Is that the power of the Shinsai Spark? I did not do that. Bullshit, Mamaru. Bullshit is how it's here.
Plot device. Gaigar, the King of Graves. King of Graves. Fuck.
Ernie, meanwhile, has just come all over his cockpit.
We must get like 2 more attacks in so we can get the rest of this talking. Get one of the ships near him. Maybe not get through that one. It's probably at max morale.
Yeah.
Someone else hit him. Someone else on him up.
Yeah, it's a more matter of it actually change.
Mid. Dash. Cell row. There.
Right in the dick.
I've got your balls. That's the cosmic law. When someone gets your balls, you are defeated.
It's like a way more painful Gundam fight.
Oh, I destroyed the head of your Gundam.
Direct attacks to the cockpit are definitely allowed here.
Other fake Latin. Oh, my balls!
Yay, these magic troll dolls have restored you to normal.
I go sleepy.
No promises.
Gotta go.
They just said no. Well, statistically speaking, if you open a dimensional wormhole at random, she's out in the middle of empty space somewhere.
He's a turbo tank.
So we took this thing out of time and we're going to need to put it back at some point.
Yep, basically.
The better men have lots and lots of powers. They also have the power to roll 1 dice, control, roll 2 dice, beavers.
All right, and with that, we're going to go ahead and call it here today for our Super Robot Sundays as we continue our playthrough of Super Robot Wars 30. We'll be back tomorrow with more of our Soul Link playthrough of Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Back on Thursday with more retrospective 3-5, and right back here next Sunday with more Super Robot Wars 30. Until then, I've been Bograt.
I've been the Krampus.
I've been Jim.
And I'm Vincent.
Have a good one, everyone.